If you watched our previous video, you would know that we are covering the highlights from the book The Intelligent Investor by the Benjamin Graham, and in this video we'll be covering from the introduction part, which was titled What This Book Expects to Accomplish. The first thing that I thought was new and for me, and it would be new for all of you who are new to investing, and that was the term dollar cost averaging. If you're not familiar with that, I would highly recommend to search the internet. I will explain that in subsequent videos, but this is beyond the scope of this video, so we move on. Regarding the common stocks, the Benjamin Graham says the common stocks could be bought at any time and at any price with the assurance not only of ultimate profit but also that any intervening loss would soon be recouped by a renewed advance of the market to a higher level. And from the examples that are covered, the writer draws two morals for the readers. Number one, obvious prospects for physical growth in a business do not translate into obvious profits for investors. And secondly, the experts do not have dependable ways of selecting and concentrating on the most promising companies in the most promising industries. There was another term that was used, margin of safety, and I have also written a reminder for myself also to explore this term on the internet. However, it was explained in the later part of the chapter. The Intelligent Investor book will teach you three powerful lessons. One, how can you minimize the odds of suffering irreversible losses? Two, how you can maximize the chances of achieving sustainable gain. And three, how you can control the self-defeating behavior that keeps most investors from reaching their full potential. And while explaining the same things, the writer explains that once you lose 95% of your money in the stocks, obviously, you have to gain 1900% just to get back to where you started. While discouraging the speculation, the writer says that if you want to try your luck at it, put aside a portion, the smaller the better, of your capital in a separate fund for this purpose. Never add more money to this account just because the market has gone up and profits are rolling in. Never mingle your speculative and investment operations in the same account nor in any part of your thinking, which is of course very difficult to do. Results to be expected by the defensive investor. In the book Intelligent Investor, the Benjamin Graham defines the investor of different types, and one of them is defensive investor. So defensive investor is the one who is interested chiefly in safety plus freedom from bother. Almost always bonds have fluctuated much less than the stock prices, and I think if you know a little bit about the market, then you would know that it's a universal truth. The defensive investor must confine himself to the shares of important companies with a long record of profitable operations and in strong financial condition. While concluding, the writer briefly mentions the three supplementary concepts or practices for the defensive investors. The first is the purchase of the shares of well-established investment funds as an alternative to creating his own common stock portfolio. The second, I'm not sure, I have not highlighted, but the third one is the device of dollar cost averaging, which means simply that the practitioner invests in common stocks the same number of dollars each month or each quarter. In this way, he buys more shares when the market is low than when it is high, and is likely to end up with satisfactory overall price for all his hold. Okay, then the term trading in the market. This usually means buying stocks which have been behaving better than the market average. The next term, short-term selectivity. This means buying stocks of companies which are reporting or expected to report increased earnings or for which some favorable development is anticipated. Long-term selective. Here the usual emphasis is on excellent record of past growth which is considered likely to continue in the future. To enjoy a reasonable chance of continued better than average results, the investor must follow policies which are inherently sound and promising, and number two, not popular on Wall Street. Very strange, but the writer has mentioned, and we are almost on to the end of this video with this last highlight. Central or intrinsic value is another term which we need to explore. Buy cheap and sell high. Stocks should be bought because they have gone up and sold because they have gone down. And that's it.